Hello. Hi there, everybody.
Hello,
Hey guys, who do we have on?
you've got Isaac here from South Africa.
Hi Isaac, how are you? It's Ronnie here. I'm back in London.
Hi, Ronnie, good evening. You.
Good, good. Great. We've got a few more guys just dialing in, so let's just give it a couple minutes. What's the weather like in South Africa now?
It's a bit warm. We've had a couple of cold fronts for the past 2 weeks, so appreciating it for this week.
Okay, sorry, you're just slightly breaking up there. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, and I can hear you clearly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just saying, how's the weather there in South Africa?
Oh no, it's great for this week. Last week we had a cold front, so it was quite cool. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
So
I just got back from after South Africa. I went to Zambia, and then I got back here on Monday, and it's been really hot and humid. And past 2 days, today and last night, was just like heavy rains. So there's parts of a bit of a storm going on. Ah, Siddharth has joined us. He's saying it's very cold there. There's somebody else has also joined us from South Africa.
It's very cold.
All right, awesome. Okay, guys, we just as a heads up, I am in London and we're rushing to the venue where I was going to run this webinar from, but there was some tube issue, so something with the train. I've had to come off midway, and I'm using a cafe. Hopefully, there's not too much background noise, but if there is, do let me know, and I'll repeat anything if you don't hear that clearly. I'm going to very momentarily switch on my video camera. Let me know if you can see our screen and if you can see the video camera as well. If you can see me. Do you guys see me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you.
Awesome. Excellent. So this is London. Those of you that have been here, this is near Victoria Station. That's a little theatre there which is called Victoria Palace. I've just forgotten what famous theatre show, a Broadway show that features here. They seem to have just pulled it down, or they're changing it now. I'm in a little cafe called Pret. Lovely, beautiful cafe. Awesome. So it's a great thing for all of you, those of you that have joined. Well done on joining at short notice. We often do not do these pre-prep or pre-challenge start webinars, but it's something that came out of feedback because we keep evolving our program. So the fact that you've joined now, you got the benefit of 5, 6, 7, 8 programs of people that have done our challenges. They've given us feedback, and we keep incorporating and evolving what we're doing, what we're offering. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. I'm just going to explain the context of this call, and because I know there are people dialing in from places where Wi-Fi isn't great, I'm going to turn off my video, and I'll switch it on for later when we need it, just to manage the bandwidth. I think we have Nick as well, who's joined from Zambia. And let's see. Okay, we'll get started. This is right, so just switch off my video camera there. All right, guys. So first of all of you, very welcome to this pre-challenge info session. This info session is for 2 groups of people. It is for or for 3 groups of people. It is for people that have sort of already signed up to the challenge, and we just want to answer any questions you have or give you any clarity of whatever you need to know or find out. And for those of you that are like, what are we doing next, or what do we expect next week, to set and manage expectations from next week and over across the course of the challenge. So if you have any questions that you want to ask around the operation and the interaction required from you during the challenge, now's a great time to ask it. And if not, there's always the first webinar, which will be next week, and thereafter it's most weeks except for 3 of the weeks of your challenge. And the webinar dates will be going out, I think, either late tonight or first thing tomorrow. So just a bit of context, those of you that have met me, those of you that signed up at an event, you're familiar with my story, our background, and why we do this. We do talk a bit more about that continually throughout. I'll before I crack on much, I want to just introduce you to one of my teammates so you understand when we say FITBanker or the team at FITBanker who there is. There's me and basically a team, and I am great at sharing my journey of transformation. I'm great at sharing what I learned from leaving banking and becoming a personal trainer and nutrition side of stuff. And I'm great at really getting you and what you're struggling with, but I'm very crap at a lot of other things, and for that I have other people that really join us as a team, and they are amazing at a lot of other stuff that I'm crap at. So we have graphic designer, we have somebody who is what I would call in many ways the COO, or the man that brings real organization to all this, and that's a guy called Noy Shani. Some of you might have met him if you came to one of our London events. So we have Noy on the call. Noy, are you there? Do you want to give a quick 30-second or 1-minute intro of yourself?
Hey Ronnie, hey everyone. I hope you can hear me. So yeah, what I would say, I witnessed the FITBANKER journey behind the scenes for a couple of months, and that inspired me to live a healthier life and to get into my best health and fitness and lose weight. I was like, almost a year ago, I was like 90 kilograms, and even though I wasn't formally on the challenge, it inspired me. Then later on, I joined FITBANKER as like what you could say staff, doing also the marketing efforts and on social media and working closely with Ronnie. And I did the January to April challenge, and yeah, that's like literally like doubled the speed and also my contentment, I would say, of like, losing weight in the journey. Things that were a bit difficult before suddenly like went smooth. And all in all, I mean, since in that year journey, I lost over, how much is that? Like over 17 kilograms. So I'm now 70.7 or something like that. So yeah, so I've got like first-hand experience of what works, what doesn't work. I'm here to also answer any question you may have. So, yeah, my background, I'll say I've produced a sports documentary. I'm a journalist by trade. Yeah, and I'm sure some of you will get to know me a bit more, throughout the challenge.
Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Noy. So, as Noy shared, simply by watching us, simply by following the journey, he lost about 7-8 kilos, and getting little tips and tricks that we share there. And then joining the challenge, he lost a lot more. So it's part of our design. It makes a difference that the team that we have are people that have gone to the program, so they understand this and they are able to support you as well. So we continually are training the team, but Noy is like just a massive asset within the team. We do have a couple of other people. There's a guy called Paul, who's part-time with us. He's a graphic designer, and he brings a lot of beauty to the imagery that we use. We have part-time videographers that we use. We have others who have been contributors to us who are naturopaths. They're not with us full-time, but they've contributed in the past, played a role with us. Nutritionists, naturopaths, another guy who's very involved in health, and videographer as well, who did some of our videos, who was with us. He joined as a participant, and when he got his results on day 60, he was like, I've just got to be part of this team. So he worked with us for a short stint, just contributes to the team and members that we make a difference to, and simply because he's aligned with that. And so that's us. That's the I guess the three group of people is those that have signed up, those that are contemplating joining, the few people that have joined in for that, and then there is us, the team here, and sharing our role. So as a reminder, we're just over a year old. This is the 6th challenge starting. We are a startup. We're very much a startup, and we continually evolve and improve what we do. We really count on your participation, because this is an online remote program. So you drive and own your own results, and your determination, your dedication is really going to show what works. We're going to move on very quickly into, well, setting context. Something we're doing at the start of our webinars, and we're going to have webinar 1 formally next week, is, love this quote, set context with a little quote. This is a quote by Bill Gates. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. And why am I sharing this now is because just want to acknowledge all of you that have signed up, or those of you that are dialing in to find out, is that your action to join this is your leadership. We're on a game, if you've read our mission, we're on a mission to transform 1 billion lives, right? The biggest cause of death globally is actually lifestyle-related diseases. In 2015 and 2016, for the first time in history, the amount of people that died globally, majority more died from lifestyle-related diseases as a result of obesity-related diseases than did people die of malnutrition or starvation. So in the 80s and 90s, consider that that was a big challenge, and now, for the first time in history, there's more people dying as a result of obesity-related and lifestyle-related diseases. And 7 out of 10 of the top causes of death, there are about 7 to 8 million people die each year, are 7 out of 10 of those are related to obesity, heart failure, or type 2 diabetes, so some lifestyle-related disease. We then also have, welcome, I have a few more guys that have joined us. Guys, welcome to the call. We just set in context and acknowledging those that have joined as being leaders, because you are leading your transformation. You then empower your families, you then empower your communities, and together you support us on our mission to transform 1 billion lives. So just wanted to first acknowledge each of you that have signed up or that are intending on signing up. Well done on joining the call. So what are we? What do we do and what are we not? So just to be clear, so while we say this is a 90-day challenge, right, it's not just about a challenge to go push yourself, kill yourself, break yourself, hurt yourself. It's not, it's not a competition. It's not a race. There's no prizes for first, second, or last. So nobody loses here. The only thing you lose basically is fat if you're planning to lose weight. It is what we are is an education program. All right, so we're an online movement of people, sharing our health and fitness knowledge and education that really, really works. I mean, 150 people have done the program. Majority have just got phenomenal results. People have signed up from across 14 countries, and people as young as 16 and as old as 70. When we started this, the second challenge we did, I said, look, if this is really going to work, I'm going to have to demonstrate that anybody can do it. And I had a conversation with my parents. My old man is 70 and my mom's 67. And they said, no, we can't do this exercise and this, that, the other. And I said, actually, exercise is only 20% of the trick. And if you can just walk, you can be on this challenge. They were able to obviously do that. So they signed up, and I took my old man from 90 kilos down to 74 kilos. And my mom's lost about 8 kilos as well at the age of 67, and my dad at the age of 70. He never walked recreationally. He never walked intentionally for exercise more than 2 or 3 kilometers in a day in his life of 70 years. When he did his challenge, and since then, he did it end of last year, and till now, he's basically walks every day between 3 and 5 kilometers, and on weekends he does about 7 kilometers walking. He loves it. He is much more younger, and he looks and feels just so much more energetic. Second thing is we are all about developing leaders, right? Why we do this, leveraging technology, and for us to be able to make a difference to as many lives as possible. We do start them on fixed dates. We do have them for 90 days. And it's about you standing for a bigger reason that you're doing this. So when you signed up, you'd have received some emails. One of them, we'd recommended that when you post your before photo to our page, you state your greater why. Why are you doing this? What's the real reason that you want to do this? In webinar 1, we will share some of the responses or some of the reasons why people do this, but that will be from prior challenges, not necessarily from yours. And majority, a lot of people do it because they say, my father had ill health, or my brother has XYZ issues, or I want to inspire my children to eat healthy. And they do it for many reasons. We have moms, dads, university students, professionals, grandfathers have done this program, and they're all part of this closed online group and community on Facebook. You'll be added to this group after you've posted your before photo. So we just need to manage who we add onto that group, and one of the requirements to make this a fair game is that everybody posts their before photo. The moment you've done that, we then add you to this closed group. some people have already done it on this challenge. I think there's Noi, we need to make note of Darshan, and we can add him to that closed group. And we want you guys to really get your leadership over the 90 days. And what we're not a gym. We don't have a physical presence of a gym. We don't offer really personal training, nor do we offer nutritional advice. We're not treating or diagnosing any symptoms or conditions. I mean, we legally or regulatorily cannot be offering advice. What we can offer is education. And then you get this education and you apply it. Now, you go and apply this education, and as have 150 plus lives before you, you've seen the amazing results. We have in the first 7 days or the first 10 days, a lot of people break records. So we try to see how much people have lost in 7 days, how much they've lost in 10 days. I got that message from Sheetal. Sheetal, is that better? I got a message saying there's some background noise. Hopefully that's better. And so what we do is, like I'm saying, a lot of people have caused amazing results, and we've had the record for 10 days or 7 days weight loss was about 3 kilos. 10 days record is about 5.2 kilos lost, and the overall 90-day record for men, it's been 16.5 kilos lost, and for women 15.8 kilos in 90 days. People struggle to lose that amount of weight, those that are on a weight loss program, within 90 days. And to add to that, this is not a weight loss program. It is about a health education, but we just tend to have a majority of people that do join that want to lose weight. There are people that have done the program, as you've seen on our results page on our album, that do it to increase strength or tone up or just get definition. So you choose what you want to accomplish. You will state that in a questionnaire, and we create a plan for you that will help you get to your goals. What we do have within our team is I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist, and we have other medical professionals within the group who've done the program. So what I mean by that is they're not part of our team. They're not formally engaged to advise you or offer you any advice, but they are part of that online community. And so there are about 7 medical doctors who've done the program. They will be there. They can respond to questions if you do have an issue, and ask them. But you should always go to your own medical professional if there's any medical risk or concern. Safety first. Any risk, any injury, any allergies, you need to flag that to us. Okay. And all right, so just seeing a message from Sheetal saying it's a lot more better. Okay. I'll just crack on now. So that's what we are and that's what we're not. Feel free to interject if you have any question as we're going through this. So you guys have all signed up. Now what? So you have a number of post-registration emails. You'd have received an email saying what next, and you'd have received an email with a questionnaire. So you want to, in the what next, it would invite you to order certain things, or certain things that you need to order or keep at home, or you may already have, to use. These are the tools you need to get you through the program. So there is a I don't have the screenshot downloadable here, but there is a scale that you need, a bathroom scale, a kitchen scale. There's a particular type of scale we recommend which checks your fat percentage. You do not need that. We recommend it. And if you cannot find it, then you can go and use any clinic or pharmacy, or you might have some friends that may have a scale which checks fat percentage. We focus on fat percentage, as explained if you've come to any of our talks or events. The next one, the most important thing which you can do from today, people have already done it and posted to our page this week, is your before photos, right? So your before photos are very key. It's part of what we say that how the system really works is there are 3 areas we work on with you. One is life coaching, so elements of psychology and emotional coaching. The second one is coaching you on physical advice, physical activity advice, or personal training advice. And the third one is we coach you on nutritional education, right? So what to take on nutritionally, what you need to know to cause your transformation. And your declaration by posting your before photo with your greater why is the first psychological and the most important part of this challenge, actually, of what you're in for, why you're doing this, and really a declaration to all your friends and community that, guys, that's it. I'm drawing a line under the health that I've been tolerating, and I'm up to transform this. And a lot of people have done it, and a lot of people also have got confronted by doing it. But it's just a requirement we require, and we've seen a massive difference between people who do our challenge and people who do our challenge and the results they've got who've posted the before photos. And we've had people previously who hadn't posted before photos. We tried as an experiment to make an exception to see how they would do, and majority of them didn't complete the challenge, majority of them didn't get results, simply because they have nothing at stake. They have nothing to work for or prove. But majority, about 85%, who've posted it, have got phenomenal results. So going back, and then one more thing on Facebook. We communicate through a closed community. Facebook is key. So if you can search on Facebook for a group called FITBANKER Campus, the moment you search there, you can say, you can request to join. We will not approve you joining the group, and it's a closed group, so you can see all the members who are there, but you cannot see the content. Only when we approve you to join that group. And once we approve you to that group, it's only after you've done your before photos. So please do your before photos, and as soon as you've done that, then we add you to this closed group. When you do post it, you get a host of people that are like really impressed and surprised by you doing this, and we tend to find a lot of people get supported and empowered. Many people think what will people think? And if we're living a life about what will people think, you're living a very conformed life. So you want to interrupt your ordinary, and that's why we're here to support you interrupt your ordinary. Are there any questions so far before I crack on? Feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself at your end. And there's a question from Hanish. What is the dropout rate from the program? Hanish, you're not dropping out. You're going to stay on the program, and you're going to complete it today 90. I wouldn't say there's a dropout rate. We have people that participate and stay right till the end. We have people that complete the challenge, and they complete the challenge and they stay in that closed group. So everybody has predominantly stayed in the closed group. And why I say there isn't a dropout rate per se is, like I said, it's not a race, it's not a competition. But you know, when you ask a question like what is the dropout rate, my invite to you is, don't look at it as a race or a challenge. People stay in the conversation. So all we're doing is we're providing you that education. And when you have the tools, when you have the knowledge, it's simply foolish or nonsensical to just not start applying it, because there's nothing hard. It is very simple and easy, and you'll be impressed how simple and easy it is. And you have to remember, 70-year-old guy has done this, and a lot of elderly people have done it, and more will be doing it and will be part of this upcoming challenge. There's a question: are there daily tasks you complete according to your program? So I wouldn't say daily tasks. There's a recommended design of how each day should go. So on day one, what can you expect on day one? On day one or the day before day one, you'll get an email saying certain foods that you need to avoid or cut out. All right, so we'll give you a list of foods you avoid and cut them out. You need to have your questionnaire done as soon as possible. If you do it before the challenge starts, the better. But it does take us time to go through all your responses and then start creating your plans. I'll let you all know now, your meal plans will come between day 10 and day 14. So they take up to 2 weeks to get it all finalized, reviewed, and sent out to you. But in the first 2 weeks, so long you avoid the list of foods we've given you, you'll start seeing results. And the second thing is, we have what's called a 747 design. So you're going to take off like a Boeing 747. And what that means is 7 days a week, so every day of the week you record what you eat. For 4 days of the week, we recommend you go to the gym. And if you don't go to a gym, you do some form of body workout or resistance training, right? Just so that you are working on all muscles of your body and not just your legs by walking. And then the 7 again is about 7 days of minimum walking, right? So that's what the 7-4-7 is. 7 days of recording food, 4 days of being on in the gym, and 7 days of walking daily. So there's a minimum amount of walking, and we will explain that to you in an email that comes over. Okay, there are more questions coming in. I'm going to invite you to say them out, guys. So you got to really feel at home on these webinars. Everybody that's joining in are all going to be part of your new family. So Sheetal, would you like to just introduce yourself, where you're joining in from, and you can ask a question? Hi, Sheetal.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm joining from Uxbridge.
Oh, from Uxbridge. Awesome.
Yeah. I saw you at the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival.
Oh, amazing. Oh, well done. Lovely to have met you there, and thanks for following us and you know, staying in communication.
Okay.
Great. So what was your question?
I've just been diagnosed because I'm vegetarian that I need vitamin D and iron.
Yeah.
So I need to take those supplements.
Okay.
I wondered, you know, the meal plan, does it take account of this?
Yeah, it does. In fact, you can carry on with those supplements. All our meal plans have no impact to any other medical condition that you're taking. If you have allergy to it, you should let us know, and then we will remove them. So in the questionnaire, when you do sign up, you get a questionnaire. In there, we'll ask you to list any allergies you have. I'm also vegetarian. I also don't eat eggs. We also have a lot of vegans who do our program, and they all have phenomenal results. We have people who have lactose intolerance, people who are allergic to seeds, people who are allergic to nuts, people who are allergic to gluten, and we factor all that in as well. So, but only state an allergy if it's an actual allergy, rather than a preference not to. So when you do the questionnaire, we'll ask you if you're vegetarian, non-vegetarian, or vegan, and then state any actual allergies or intolerances that you have.
Okay, great.
All right, awesome. Yeah, and you can carry on taking those vitamin supplements, and we'll recommend others that you can also start taking.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, cool. So if there are any more questions, guys, please just ask like that, and lovely to hear from you, Sheetal. I'll just
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, so we talk about declaration. In webinar 1, we'll talk more about the full formula of how this program works. So there's a system that we've devised. There are various steps you have to follow daily, or basically habits. So when you ask what are the daily actions, there are certain habits we ask you to incorporate, like recording your meal, like weighing your food. And we do this for 12 weeks of the program because there is a psychology to it. When you follow a habit for 12 weeks and you are in a community supported by a structure that is doing the same, and you're like, I love being part of this, for 12 weeks of doing that, that becomes part of your subconscious. It's ingrained in your subconscious. And so that's how it becomes lasting. I did my challenge over a year ago, last January to April, and since then I've maintained my weight. I've increased my strength over the period, and same as 70-year-old dad, same as 100 plus other people on the program.
Ronnie, I have a question.
Yeah. Sorry, who's that? Sid?
It's Sid here.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I just wanted to ask, I think I may have asked you this when we met in Joburg, but obviously, like, a lot of people probably want to lose weight, and then I suppose, because one of the things you spoke about was body types and identifying, what kind of body type we have, because certain foods might suit certain people and certain foods might not suit other people.
Yeah.
So is that something you sort of incorporate in terms of, identifying what is your body type? How exactly do you do that?
Yeah.
Through the questionnaire.
Yeah, exactly. So when you get the questionnaire, it's a good question because that questionnaire is not a short questionnaire, if I'm to be honest with you guys. It's going to take you probably a dedicated 30 minutes to complete it, or maybe, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes. It will take you really dedicated. And in that questionnaire, there are 2 sub-questionnaires from different websites. And those websites, one's an Ayurvedic website and one is a bodybuilding website. And when you complete them, You see, the way people a certain body type is through things like physical appearance and size. So do you have your shoulders broader than your hips, as an example, would be one of the questions. Then there are other physiological conditions that are questions. Do you often feel like you have cold feet? Do you often need to go to the bathroom so often? Then there are emotional questions in there. Do you worry too much? Do you have X type of dreams? It sounds a bit funny, but this science, time after time, and for the 100+ people, has really, really proved and nailed people's body type. And the body type thing is not a new thing. It's as even as a personal trainer, we get coached on it, but it's just grossly underutilized across the industry. Like everyone, any fitness professional knows about it, but the way it's being used in the fitness industry is people think you're stuck with that body type. Well, you can't change your body type, but they think it's just to know. They don't. The industry doesn't use it as based on your body type. We can create meal plans for you. We can create a training program for you. So
Yeah.
you know, really good PTs do use that. Not everybody is using it. That's enough.
Yeah. No, I was just asking because, I mean, one of the things I find is some people feel they need to eat something consistently throughout the day. And
Yeah.
very often the habit is you get into sugary kind of stuff because it gives you, you know, like energy as well. And you don't realize that might affect your energy down the line as well because of the spike.
Yeah. So that
So,
sugar is what we're
yeah.
going to kill from day one. So we'll send
Okay.
you the list of the foods to avoid. There's 6 food types to avoid. One of them will be sugar. So you
Yeah.
know, on that point, when you know on day one, I'm going to give you that. If you guys want to go and eat your last pizzas, not last, but you know, for the challenge, go have your pizzas, your burgers, your fries. Go and down some ice cream, um, and then on Sunday night you'll get a lovely surprise in email, and from Monday you cut those out. And exactly as you've explained about sugar spikes and the crashes, we talk about that in webinar 3. We talk about what exactly is happening in your body when you've consumed a certain food type. How do we control that? And we actually recommend that you keep eating. So I eat about 5-6 times a day. If you ask Noi, my laptop is always cluttered with protein bars and nuts and other stuff that we endorse that you eat, because you want your metabolism to keep going. Most people avoid
Okay.
food thinking the less you eat, the more weight you lose. When you actually don't eat, you put your body's metabolism into what's called starvation mode. So it learns how to
Yeah.
preserve your stored fat. It learns how to preserve your energy. So you actually feel lethargic and you don't burn fat. So it's counterproductive.
Right. Thanks, Ronnie.
Yeah. There's a question which is, with such weight loss, when I shared the results of the weight loss, one is often left with stretch marks. What do we do? I say that we've not had that as an issue. I have minuscule stretch marks. We've had a lot of people lose loads of weight, and I actually think they feel and look a lot better having lost the weight. So better carrying the weight and not worrying about the stretch marks. I can't obviously say how. I've not seen anyone with any like severe stretch marks that becomes an issue around appearance, and it's not impacted any of our participants, and all of our participants kind of endorse what we do, and they are, how some of you have joined this challenge is because somebody has stood for you as well. So I wouldn't worry about that, and if it becomes an issue, we can talk about other stuff that you can do to treat it, or gels like aloe vera you can apply to minimize any blemishes. Okay, I'm going to crack on. And yeah, a few things. This is an example of the webinars that we cover. So the webinar is called the Inspiring Life series. At the start of every session, we're going to ask whoever dials on, and basically we're creating a little game today, which is whoever dials on last is the person that has to read this out or generate this, because it's good fun. And the more we declare this, the more you get it. So the objective of our webinars is education. But at the end of the webinar, you want to get that you are somebody who inspires others and lives around you to transform their lives. You are someone who will you will definitely have a different relationship to food and exercise within the first month and a half of this program. You're somebody that will really understand the role of your body, and then one layer deeper, your mind, and even a layer deeper than that, your intellect. If you think about it, most of us think our body is us. Most of us are driven and influenced by our senses, what we taste, what we smell, what we see. we invite you during this challenge to start relating to your body like a vehicle. So we say have an outer body experience. If you're looking at your body, what would you put in it that you know is going to be good for it? What would you not put in it? What would you spend from your body? What would you lose from your body? If you start looking at your body that way, you'll be surprised that we actually will take better care of it. Like many of you might already be taking great care of your car, of your pets, because you can see that body externally and you see what looks and feels right for that. We also do that for our kids. But when it comes to us, we often neglect us, and we're driven by desires, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And we coach you on understanding that those are signals from the mind, and your mind is something that's designed to protect your body and pull your body into what's called your comfort zone. So our comfort zone is when we're too comfortable, and this is what we're looking to interrupt over the 90 days. I'm going to crack on. Here's some of the stuff that we talk about on webinar 1, so just a little peep into it. Webinars work. They're going to be 10 webinars, or we say between 8 to 10, because sometimes we merge 2 of the webinars together, and sometimes we have special guests that we invite. They are going to be, we endeavor to record them, but sometimes not all of them get recorded because they're people in different time zones. If you miss a webinar and we missed recording it, if we record it, we'll share the recording. If we don't record it, we will send you a webinar from a prior challenge. But we really, really invite you to try and go for 10 out of 10. I promise you your results will be a reflection of your level of participation. It's proven time and time again. Timeliness, you got to be on the webinar link, log in 5 minutes before so that we're not delaying others that join. And sharing your challenge out there. You've seen a number of people posting to our page. They post to their own page. They use the hashtag FITBANKER. There is a big psychological driver to this. As human beings, the human mind is driven by being inspired to look good towards others or to avoid looking bad. And when we're driven by those two, when we share what we're up to, you will be surprised at how much positive support you get, and that actually fuels us through the program. If you just look at my personal Facebook status, you will see a number of other people. There's a guy called Sijo Parakatil or a guy called Dr. Jamin Brumba. These are 2 doctors. I'd call them celebrity doctors in the US. They literally tag me even now. Their challenge finished about 2.5, 3 months ago. These guys are nuts. They're literally tagging me every day. They're always in the gym. They're always outdoors running. You can literally go on my page on Facebook today, and you'll see a number of tags from them. These guys are just amazing, inspiring guys, and they were fat doctors when I met them. I met them last October, and I literally told them to their faces, it's a shame. And they were saying we doctors are hypocrites. We preach a lot of stuff. We know the stuff, but we just never implement it. And so they entrusted me to be on this challenge and work with them and coach them, and you should see how much they've transformed. Simply amazing. Your participation commitment above 1 is there. Sharing, the psychology of sharing, and the science of it is what we coach throughout the program. Now, there are a few things we're going to tell you. You've got these by email, but I can flag them for you now so you can start doing this. Eat what you're eating normally now, right? Do the level of activity that you're doing normally now. You can start warming up, you can start getting into shape, or you can join a gym if you haven't. But download these 4 apps. One is called Runkeeper, MyFitnessPal, and there's one called Calorie, Carb, and Fat Counter, and then there's the FITBANKER app. The 4th one, the FITBANKER app, you will get access to, again, between days 10 and 14. It's an app which has video and 3D demonstrations of how to do certain exercises. So I wouldn't worry about that right now. In the first week or 2 is a lot of focus on nutrition and minimal amount of activity, which is walking, right? And if you already go to a gym, just go with your regular routine that you're doing in the gym till you get your training program. The main one you want to start looking at is app number 2, MyFitnessPal, right? We're going to talk through the setup in more detail, or if you take a screenshot of what you see now, those are the settings we will ask you to set up. But you want to, we'll talk about it more in webinar 1. But it'll be interesting if you go and use this app, download it, and start recording what you're eating normally. It will really give you an indication of how many calories you consume in a day, how much grams of protein you consume, how much carbs, how much sugar, and then we'll discuss what this all means and really what value it's adding to your body or not. And you'll just be amazed at how much you've tolerated in life, and when you shift this, you'll be blown away by the results. So moving on from there, I think that's all we had for you guys. What I wanted to share with you was this last quote, which is by one of my amazing gurus. It is, most of us are in a body or a particular health or a particular lifestyle because, you know, that's the world we grew up into. We are influenced by the 3 M's, what I call, which is mums, media, and the majority, right? If you think about it, neither our mums, neither the media, and neither do the majority of people that we hang around with have ever been trained on how to eat properly, how to use our body properly, how to be functional. And we end up growing in this world where we get told the world is the way the world is, the people are the way people are, and health is the way health is. But we're in a world today where lifestyle disease is the biggest cause of death, and it's all headed right now in the wrong direction. So we're really grateful and humble that all of you guys join or are about to join our challenge, are doing this because you committed to turning this around, being part of the team. And what we're going to do is we're going to interrupt that. We're going to not take the way the world is as normal, as correct. And what we're going to do is we're going to discover that the way this world is just created by people like us, people that didn't know. And what we're going to do is interrupt that. We're going to put a dent in the trajectory of this universe in terms of where we're headed in terms of health. So really, really awesome to have you guys on board. I just wanted to thank all of you again and acknowledge you all for being on. We do have a couple minutes to wrap up, so this call was for 45 minutes. Are there any questions, any comments, any final burning desire that you have to ask something? Or are you going right away on to taking your before photos? And are you all clear with the format of your before photos? There was an email which you should have got, and if you haven't got that email, please check if you're Yahoo or Gmail or Hotmail, check your bulk folder, your junk folder, or your promotions folder if it's Gmail. Any questions around the format of the before photos or anything else? Question from Sid is, how did this affect you psychologically in terms of your mindset? Let's put it this way, I used to work in banking. I had a very good salary, a good 6-figure salary in sterling, and I was vice president at JP Morgan. I married to a beautiful wife, and I thought I know it all, and I thought I'm very confident. In reality, what I was confident about was things like my job, my title, and my salary. That was what really drove my confidence. When I did this program, I got to really discover what real confidence is, like unbelievable, relentless self-belief. 2 years ago, I wouldn't get on a flight to go to South Africa to talk to a group of people where I met many of you that have joined today. I wouldn't be doing my own entrepreneurial venture. For 8 years, I said I was going to be an entrepreneur till I turned my health around and my perception of myself or my self-image. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in what I could do. It's really brought about an element of unstoppability in me. We are also creating treks for FITBANKERs, so we're going to be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in February next year. We are also going to climb Mount Tubkal this year, September, October. We're about to lock that in. All of this is possible because I've lost a lot of fat, but I've gained massive balls, if I'm to be straight with you guys. And that's a lot what you guys will get from this program. So I invite you to take it on, but you get the results when you play all out. Question, the protein powder you recommended should be 80 to 19% protein. I'm only finding 71%. Is that okay? Nick, that's not ideal. There is another one in game. There's only one brand. It's a USN brand, which is about 80%. I'm going to send you the photo of that. And then there is another one called Optimum Nutrition. It's called Gold Standard Optimum Nutrition. There is certain pharmacies in Lusaka that do have it, so you can get them. I will connect you to people who will tell you which pharmacy that is from. Okay, any other final questions, guys? We've just approach time, and I want to ensure we stay within integrity of time. So 7:46. I can hear somebody typing, and if I do get a question, I will respond. If not, then we will wrap up. I just see Sanj has joined us from Zambia. Sanj, welcome on board. And Anuj has also joined us. Welcome. Anuj and Sanj, welcome you guys. Unfortunately, you've joined us kind of towards the end as we're wrapping up, and this was an info session. What I'm going to do is we're going to formally wrap up the webinar now, and I'm just going to stay on for another 5 minutes if anyone has any questions. But if the rest of you are done, you've got what you wanted to find out, and you're ready to start doing your before photos, please go ahead and start preparing those. And if there's anything you're unclear about, then please ask now, or else speak on Monday, or you'll hear from us on Sunday evening with another email. Any other questions, guys? Sanj, Anuj, any questions from you guys? Okay.
No.
All right, great. Okay, in that case, guys, we will wrap up now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining on. It was great to have such an international presence. Thank you all for making time in whichever time zone you are and coming on board. We will probably share a recording of this on our page for those that couldn't make it. And again, thanks for being here. You guys, take care. Have a powerful fit week, and speak on Sunday, or you get an email from us on Sunday, and see you on campus as soon as you post your before photo. We add you to the closed group. Thanks, guys. Have a powerful evening. Bye.
Thanks, Ronnie. Cheers.
All right. Bye.
Everyone. Cheers. Cheers.
Bye.